Salutations my Fallout lovers, it is Matty here today bringing you a Fallout 4 wishlist video. Now before anything, be sure to check out the link in the description of my previous video. That's a little Fallout 4 discussion on the grand return of the Fallout 4 hoaxes and just how infuriating it really is. Anyways, this series is created by your comments, so be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what you would like to see in the next installment of the Fallout franchise. If your comment is awesome enough, you will be featured in this series along with two other commenters just like What the Helliot, who was in my stream a few days ago and he was very active. Thank you for tuning in. Anyways, let's move on to his comment. I realize I may be overcomplicating things here, but here goes. I think there should be a dynamic economy. What I mean by this is that mechanics and shops react to events in the in-game world. So say that a huge battle happens. Well, stim packs and ammo could cost more in that region due to the high demand because of the battle. As well as if you kill a merchant who travels from town to town, the settlements he visited should be low on stock and have high prices until someone replaces said traveling merchant. This adds consequences to just killing a traveling merchant and stealing all his goods. Now, I really like this idea because, and I don't know why, but it's just a feel for me personally, but I get this feeling that Fallout will have some type of system where money plays a huge factor into it, where you have your own business of some form. I know it sounds crazy to say it about a Fallout game, but I would love to personally be able to set up my own caravan business of some form and kind of gradually have this net income constantly coming in every few hours or whatever, you know, in-game time. That would be so cool. And so I feel like something like this, a dynamic economy where a huge battle happens, that yes, stim packs and ammo would go up in price so that, you know, people are in demand for them, so naturally the price rises. So I was wondering how this would exactly work is the only issue with this wish, where I think to myself, you know, would there be issues where it would just constitute me getting into a normal gunfight with someone in the wasteland as this quote huge battle, or would there be certain actual giant set battles in these like I don't want to say castle is the right area, like these fort areas where, you know, that constitute as a big battle. Who the hell knows? But nonetheless, I really like the idea of a dynamic economy where things are constantly changing, because that's how it works in the real world. I think just having some fluctuating prices in general would work as well, just to kind of keep you on your toes. But I also agree with the whole traveling merchant thing, where if you kill them, certain towns might go up in price in that area. When it all comes down to is just kind of sectioning off bits of the map, I believe, and just kind of doing it from there instead of, like you said, overcomplicating it a bit. You know, you're not doing anything bad, don't get me wrong, but just a smidge. Anyways, great wish, Elliot. Let's move on to the next one from Trio Whirl, who contacted me on my Facebook fan page. You can as well. He said, "Hey yo, Matty, thank you for the Fallout vids. You are my go-to guy for any Fallout news." Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. I don't know if you've done faction diplomacy for Fallout 4 wishlist. Essentially, it is the ability to influence or manipulate factions' relations by indirect or direct actions, whether intentional or not. Again, thank you, Matty. Stay sexy, and you stay sexy as well, my friend. Anyways, I really like this wish. That's one thing that we've been really focusing on with this Fallout 4 wishlist series, and really are hoping for in Fallout 4 is these kind of dynamic events, and this is kind of one of them. And it was sort of in New Vegas with the I don't want to say it wasn't, but you know, you had the faction reputation system where, you know, you kill enough NCR, you know, they're gonna get pissed and come out to kill you, stuff like that. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, like maybe sneaking you know, materials out of like an NCR camp, we'll say, for example, would start to piss them off, and they accuse the Legion, for example, and all of a sudden there would be a lot of tension between both of them. Something along those lines would be very interesting. I do agree that having the ability to influence and manipulate factions around you would be really cool. Just faction manipulation and being able to kind of control the world around you, not because you're some godlike figure, but because you're smart, would be very awesome and an interesting addition to the Fallout franchise. If you ask me personally, though. There's not really much to go on here because there weren't a lot of examples, but I do like the wish quite a bit, and thank you, Trio, for that. Anyways, moving on to the final wish from Caleb Reed. He says, "Big fat super mutant titties," because, you know, he wanted to get my attention. Because like he says, I mean. Okay, now that I have your attention, here's my real wish. I wish there was more verticality in the world space. Fallout 3 had a few moments when you actually had a fear because a sniper was raining fire on me from a 3-story rooftop, or I had to fight my way up and then back down the hospital and hotel to save Riley's Rangers. I want bigger buildings so I can feel as small as I am in the world. And can you imagine ziplining from bond buildings to bond buildings? You've been playing too many Call of Duty campaigns, my friend. Forget that whole zipline part, but anything before that, I'm all cool with. A good example, and I can't remember the name of the area in Fallout 3, is where there's it's like a slave area, and there's a sniper sitting up in the tower, and you have to go down this street of traps, but he's sitting up in his tower shooting you with his sniper rifle, and it's really challenging to get up to him and talk to him. I think you're supposed to kill him because it's for the Paradise Falls, like you gotta capture the slaves again or something like that. But yeah, you know, I think his name is Arkansas, something like that. I can't remember. Anyways, too much focus on that. You get what I'm saying, is that that's a good example of where there was actually fear of a sniper fire because he was above me. And I totally agree that some of these buildings should be constructed so that there are multiple ways to enter, multiple ways to get attacked from, multiple ways for me to attack them if I get up to these higher vantage points, because I've noticed that verticality does help a lot, especially in a game that is essentially a first-person shooter. I know we call it a first-person RPG, but Fallout overall does have the first-person shooting mechanics, and having verticality is something that does help quite a bit, especially since it's not some stupid competitive multiplayer game, because that kind of, I don't want to say ruins it, but you know, you look at like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, holy shit, people are jumping around every fucking where in that game, and you just, they're up above you, then they're below you, you know, it's ridiculous. But in a single-player game, in my opinion, verticality does help a lot when it comes to level design, as well as being able to pick how you want to tackle certain situations. Anyways, that is your Fallout 4 wish list for this week. Thank you, What the Helliot, Trio Whirl, and Kale Breed for your fantastic wishes this week. If you guys would like to be featured in this series along with 2 other commenters, be sure to let me know what you would like to see in the next installment of the Fallout franchise in the comment section down below. As always, if your comment is awesome enough, like I said, you will be featured here. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Other than that, my Fallout lovers, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.